Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and here on this channel I ramble with articulation, I hope, about a variety of musical, audio and video features that I pull out of the videos that I watch. And today I'm squeezing in a slightly shorter video because I'm recording this just before I leave for Edinburgh. If you've been watching the last couple of videos, you'll know that I've been in Edinburgh for the last week, and as this comes out I've only been back home for less than 24 hours. So this is a little tight, and so I thought I'd do a shorter video, and I was very happy because Pentatonix is up in the rotation to see that they had a shorter video called We Are Ninjas, which came out in 2014, and I had a glance on IMDb, and it indeed sort of times out to be the same time that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, one of the reboots, came out in 2014. This is the one with Megan Fox as April O'Neil, and I know Johnny Knoxville was in it, and Will Arnett, and a few other folks. I never saw it. But TMNT is a property I am very familiar with. I used to watch the cartoon back in the UK. But I've never been super into, but I've always enjoyed, you know. I won't go out of my way to watch it. I wouldn't, you know, sort of come home early to catch it. But I have always enjoyed it when I have seen it. I think it's a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see what Pentatonix does by way of a video. It's titled We Are Ninjas, inspired by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this is going to be curious. Interestingly, and I know there's more to this, when I was looking for something, I actually typed official video into their search on YouTube, and they haven't titled a lot of things official video recently, because I'd done a more recently I'd done an older Pentatonix, and I was thinking of doing something newer, but there really isn't that much that they've given that title to, and I was just trying to find something quickly because my recording time right now is limited. So I'm doing another older one. Next time around I'll do something newer. Anyway, but this, I'm excited to see what happens. TMNT's been around for a long time. They're a fraction older than me. They're the first iteration of their story was released in 1984 by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. And yeah, the stories have always been a lot of fun. I've never read the comics. I watched the cartoon, as I say. I've seen several of the films across the years. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what this is all about. One little anecdote, by the way. I told this when I did the, I think it was the Voice Play Aka Top 10 cartoons. But I haven't told it since then. We didn't get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the UK. We got Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because ninjas were deemed to be too violent. And apparently they also, I've read since, they significantly reduced the number of scenes where nunchucks are used. That just wasn't something that they wanted to be shown. So Mikey got significantly less fighting screen time in the UK because they were taking that out. I don't think that's the case anymore. But I grew up with Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, and it confused me when I first started hearing, you know, you started searching for cool music on the internet when you were younger, and I think I torrented, as back in the day, I torrented a file of tons of cartoon themes, and I found Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and got very confused. I thought it was like a Power Rangers thing where, you know, they got into a new series and they rebranded. It was a while before, because of course the internet really wasn't a thing when I was that, you know, very young. It was a while before I came to understand that actually they were branded differently in America, but it was the same product. So yeah, there's dating myself for you. Anyway, I don't have much more to say about this because the Pentatonix, I don't usually have a glance at the description, but because I was trying to ascertain if this was tied to the movie, because I couldn't remember when the movies had come out over the last decade, I did look at the description, and Pentatonix hasn't given a lot of information. So we're just going to find out what on earth this is, and I'm looking forward to it. I will first say welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If it is, the way this works, I'm going to watch this through from beginning to end, just commenting and emoting over the top, and then I will go back and watch it a second time, this time offering what commentary and analysis I feel I can based on what I've just seen and heard, and the foreknowledge of having watched it once before. At that time I will interrupt it a fair amount. Please do like the video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and if you would care to support the channel, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, at patreon.com/DavidKReacts, or by leaving a super thanks here on YouTube, and any of those very gratefully appreciated. No pressure to do so, of course. I think that's everything, so without any further delay, here we go with Pentatonix singing We Are Ninjas. One last thing before we start. I continue, because I'm recording these all in very short space of time. As of the last couple of weeks, I've been having difficulties with my internet, so if there are several cuts, especially in the analysis section of this video, it will be because YouTube is taking 5-6 seconds to load the video once I hit play. So I'm cutting that time out so that you don't have to stare at me watching a blank screen and waiting for something to happen. Alright, here we go. Pizza. Of course. They're Disney bounding the Turtles.
So quick, so slick, the thrill of the time has finally come for us to be the greatest. Just heroes up on their greatest.
I love they have their teams.
Extra latte, to pepperoni with the Parmesan cheese. Anchovies make a dub, hit Marie for everybody coming hungry. Hey, we hungry. Donatello needs a masterpiece of pizza. Feeling it before? Shredder tries to beat you, spent to teach us how to bring the thunder. Whoa.
Yes, Mitch.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, with the bandanas at the end. Oh, that is fun. That is so much fun. What? I'm curious, because this came out in 2014, right? I'm going to do some research for a moment. Oops. That's supposed to pause. I will be back in a moment. Okay, so a moment's research tells me that this was released on August the 4th, and the movie came out on August the 8th. So I'm curious, and I don't know if anyone would be able to tell me this, how quickly did this get turned around? Because this is quite high production. You know, it's short, yes, it's a minute and a half, but it's high production value for something like, you know, and you know, they've obviously got some kind of a set that they're using here, I assume. Either that or they've seriously set decorated a street. But, you know, to get the choreography together, to get the number of people together they've got featured in this video. You know, I'm used to seeing Pentatonix videos with 5 people in them, not 25, 30 odd. This is great. I didn't realize I'd been missing a Pentatonix production number in my life, but apparently I have been. I love that they're kind of Disney bounding the Turtles, for want of a better phrase. For those who don't know, the reason I say that, when you Disney bound as a Disney character, it means you dress up with the same kind of colours and general pattern as, you know, if you might wear all gold or like sort of orangey yellow colours and things like that, and have one red sleeve and be Disney bounding as C-3PO from the later Star Wars movies, stuff like that. It's so that because you can't enter Disney dressed as a Disney character. That's a flat no. But you can go in themed to characters. That's not a problem. So that's why I'm saying that. They've got the colour scheme going on here. I love that they kind of also, it felt to me, and I have to watch this again, I was picking up on it right at the very end. I felt like we got a little bit of the attitude of the different characters as well. And I really, really like that. You've got, you know, like the rap coming from Kevin, of course, very, very much the intellectual character of Donatello. Whereas you've got Scott kind of being almost strutting a little bit as the leader that Leonardo is. Things like that. I'm going to have to read into that and see if that's the thing that I think it might be. But this is fantastic. What a lot of fun. Let's watch this again and see what I can pull out of it. So I love that we start, I mean, straight away, there is a lot happening in this graffiti. I love that this is how we start, incidentally, kind of like the slight lawless feel of it, things like that. Obviously, you have the 4 turtles on the right. I love that. We love TMNT, no Shredder, TMNT over here as well. Heroes in a half shell. Is Turtle Power in here somewhere? I feel like it should be. What's this? I'm not quite sure I'm reading that. I can't quite get what that's going for. The pizza, Cowabunga, La Jalapena, PTX. This is amazing. I love how much is in here. What else have we got? I wonder if some of these are the name. Oh, Foot Clan. I wonder if some of these are the names of the dancers or something like that. That would be super cool. I'm not seeing a Turtle Power. But yeah, this is fantastic. Where's the character that was just being sprayed? Oh, here. Right. That's fantastic. And I guess this is Splinter. That's so cool. Love it. Really, really cool opening to this. It really sets the vibe. The slight blue tone in the lighting is really nice. It kind of sets that dim nighttime, eerie, you know, mischief is happening in the shadows kind of vibe. That's great. Love it. Also, I just noticed this is MTV. I don't know how I didn't spot that the first time through. So was this like, I guess this must have been a promotional music video that they were asked to record, because they were hot at the time. So it would make total, oh, there's another PTX up here. It would make total sense. Oh, and another TMNT. I just keep seeing things. You could stare at, oh, is this the same? Yeah, this is the same character over here. If somebody knows what this character is, please let me know. Because I don't think I know. Love it. I just adore that we have this. And this is interesting. So this is giving me vibes. And this obviously happened way later. I saw the Spice Girls reunion tour back in 2019, and each one of them had their own dancing team at one point that was dressed to theme, and the dance moves were slightly geared towards the character. So Scary's dance moves were a little bit more kind of, you know, cat-like, leopardish, a little bit like, you know, slight more scare moves, whereas Baby's were a lot more kind of cutesy, things like that. This is the vibe that this is giving me. Their dance teams work to the characters of their... I want to have a look at this in a bit more detail. Also, poor Kevin coming up from the sewer. So there's a little bit more... There's a solid walk to them. There doesn't look to be a lot of attitude going on, which kind of matches Donatello's intelligence a little. Mikey, fun-loving. They kind of come out. We've got the skateboarder. We've got somebody who's about to jump down the stairs. It's a little bit kind of more lighthearted. The leader coming up, powerful, stocky. Like, this makes sense for Leonardo. Love it. April, looking hot, of course. Makes total sense. I love that we have... This makes... such a perfect thing. You have 4 guys and Kirsty. And you have 4 male turtles and April. Perfect. Perfect. You don't see Arvy's people. Oh, here you go. You kind of see a little bit more rebellious, right? The kind of more, I'm just impulsive character here. So the movement is a little more chaotic. This is awesome. This video is so much fun. Lit with the correct colors too, right? All the backlighting for these shots. I like that the backlighting is all different too. You kind of have lots of bright light coming for Mitch. You have a more kind of studious light almost for Kevin. You know, you've got this cool kind of smoky light going on almost for Kirsty here. Arvy, kind of the shadows, the darkness, and more of a striking kind of key color going for Scott here. The detail that's got into this video is fabulous. I like in the vocals too here, we kind of have this tight chorus going on up with Arvy just below, quite gently. It's not, there's nothing ostentatious about the bass line at this point. It's being quite reserved, and it's just supporting this chorus over the top. Well, this is just the introduction. It makes complete sense. It's a nice way of doing it.
So quick, so slick, the thrill of
I love that as a starting verse. That's great. We start with this powerful thing from Scott. Again, not just leading in personality, leading in terms of singing first as well. And I like that we have that quick cut. I love that the way they've done it here. It's almost like Raph interrupts Mikey a little bit. It's Mikey doesn't get a full line because we cut to Avi first. That's cool. It's kind of even the musical arrangement fits the characters a little bit. This is very, very well thought out.
so quick, so slick, the thrill of the time has finally come for us to be the greatest. Just heroes jump on their created. Before day begins, whatever hero needs.
I love that we have this coming together as well, and as we do so, we pull away from having lots of solos. The last two lines of this half of the verse are more of a choral thing. This time Mitch gets his full line. He actually gets to get that out. We get a nice little bit of high note from him. It's interesting too, we haven't heard from Kevin yet. And I think that suits Donatello's character. He kind of hangs back, and when he speaks, you listen to him. And boy, is he going to speak in a minute. This is brilliantly thought out. I really like this.
The thrill of the time has finally come for us to be the greatest. Just heroes jump on their created. Before day begins, whatever hero needs is a big old greasy pig.
Y'all give me that extra large.
I love that we have the sort of slide moves into position, and then they just strike a pose. You expect them to go into a big dance moment, but they don't. It goes to sudden stillness as Kevin starts to sing, and then we cut to this shot of the band. Love it.
Extra large pizza, pepperoni with the Parmesan cheese, anchovies make it dust, hit Marie for everybody coming hungry. Hey, we hungry.
Okay, so I didn't know I needed a Pentatonix production number in my life. Neither did I realize I desperately needed a rap about pizza. This is amazing. Not what you expect at all, but I love it.
Y'all give me that extra large pizza. Pepperoni with the Parmesan cheese, anchovies make it dust.
The motion behind, like, you get these big. I love that we get that when they're in that first pose. There's just a little shuffle step going on, and when we cut back to them, there's a big sweep. You've got these big motions going on. It's a really nice backing for everything else that's happening in this song. It makes it so active. It keeps it punchy. So even though it's short, a lot goes on. There's a lot to take in this. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. I love the number of speakers behind them at that point. Is it even speakers? Like boomboxes and stuff? It's everything. It's just a ton of boomboxes and speakers, and that's just so much fun. And the lights coming through it are really, really effective. You've got this very, very cool lighting effect here. We've got a lot of lens flares going on. It could be distracting, but so much is happening in this shot, it kind of isn't. Because you have this incredible setup that they've got here, and that's busy. You see cones, speaker cones, all over the place. And so there's already a very busy background. You've got the 5 of them in different heights. I like that you've kind of got this triangle with Kevin at the top, Avi and Kirsty a little bit down. Mitch is a little lower than Scott right now, but you kind of have this peak effect that you've got going on with them, which is really, really nice. Good bit of staggering there. It's busy enough that it's just all the elements come together to kind of form this chaotic thing we can flick to and flick away from, and it doesn't feel out of place at all. It's really cool. I love that we have the neon pizza as well on one side. Now, what's interesting to me is these 6 I don't know what kind of light they are actually that they're using back here. I would assume they're LEDs because of the color changing. But they kind of give off the vibe of being giant fluorescent lights. But I want to watch as we go through. Are they cycling through the colors as well? like the iconic colors of the Turtles? I feel like they might be, but I also feel like there might be a couple of... Like, this is kind of more pinkish than red. I feel like there's a red as well. I'm not sure. Anyway, regardless, it's a really cool set piece having this behind them because it gives this really cool colored backlight through the fog that they've got going on here. You sort of get this refraction through the fog of the light, so it kind of seems to dissipate in color and density of color as it spreads out through the smoke. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen now, it's almost white. There's obviously a light there as well. But it's just a really awesome effect, this sort of halo of color that you've got going on around them. I really like this.
Whatever hero needs is a big old greasy pig.
Y'all give me that extra latte, to pepperoni with the Parmesan cheese, anchovies make it delivery for.
I just heard the backing vocals. Pizza, 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 This is so good! I don't know what I expected, but this was not it!
It's a pepperoni with the Parmesan cheese, anchovies make it delivery for everybody coming hungry. Hey, we hungry.
I love the growl. Hey, we're hungry! The growl he puts into that. That's awesome.
Delivery for everybody coming hungry. Hey, we hungry. Donatella needs a masterpiece of pizza. Feeling it before? Shredder tries to beat you, split to teach us how to bring the thunder.
I love that as he's talking about needing pizza, Donatella needs a masterpiece of pizza. We go into this section, the backing vocals become like reverent, almost kind of holy, choral singing. As this is amazing. I don't know what I thought I was getting into, but this is amazing. I love the sense of humor in this. They must have had so much fun. So much fun putting this together.
Feeling it before? Shredder tries to beat you, split to teach us how to bring the thunder. Cow, whoa. Bunga. Here we go, come on.
Oh, Mitch, that note is stunning. I love the clarity he can get up there. It's just fantastic. And I love that we've got that. We kind of get the cow, and then he just drops off it. Bunga! It just throws away, and it's Mitch who hits the peak that we think that Kevin is leading up to. This is so smart. I want to go back on
To
that.
teach us how to bring the thunder. Cow, whoa. Bunga. Here we go, come on.
Yeah, I'm now pretty certain those lights are cycling through the 5 colors. I thought there was something else in there, but I think it might just be because there's white light around, the red is looking a little pinker. But it's really cool. And I like how we've kind of got these lines. So you have April's line directly behind, then Raph's line. I can't see who's behind that. I haven't got the color in shot yet, but I like that we've kind of just ranking them back. It's cool because you get this nice gradient of color as we move backwards. They could also have done it that say each color was behind their individual person, but I think having this kind of mix is actually more compelling. It kind of tells an interesting story in 2 different directions, which I like. That's a nice touch too. We get a jump from Kevin, and then we cut to the dancers doing the same move, breaking back into the dance sequence. That's really cool. I don't know if he jumps, but the woo motion is the same motion the dancers do as they do their jump. I like also the dance moves have a lot of hand motion. There's kind of, you get the vibe of martial arts from it, and then running. So it's movement, it's fighting, it's exactly what the Turtles are kind of all about. This is really, really good. I also love this final cut to green light for the Turtle's skin being green. And actually, Mitch makes reference to green as well when he first comes out as Mikey. This is great. I want to go back on this because there's a lot happening in this ending. There's a lot. What I like is that there's kind of a degree of freedom to what they're doing. They have a generic, you're going to do here, you're going to move here, but there's freedom. Their arms are going kind of where they want them to. It gives it this more kind of chaotic thing, but it also leads to that feel that they are all representing different characters with different personalities. And I actually think it's really, really effective for what they're trying to do here. Like you can see there, some people just throw an arm up, some people throw it right behind you. I don't want to knock everything down behind me, but they follow through and the arm flies behind them as well. Like simple things like that. Even here, you've got arm up, arm down, arm still a little bit further forward. There's a lot of freedom, even though you get the vibe that they're going for similar movements. It's similar, but it's not identical. And I think for what they're doing, this kind of street feel, I don't know anything about dance, incidentally, so I can't comment on dance styles particularly. I have danced in my time. I've done a fair amount. I don't do a lot of it. I actually really enjoyed it, but unfortunately I have an inner ear balance problem and I can't turn, and that makes most dancing surprisingly difficult. So I don't really know much. I'm not speaking on dance with any experience other than the vibe that it gives me. And that's what I'm getting from this right now, is a really strong vibe. And a cohesion.
Let's go. Bring it to your show and let's go.
I love that we finish with street sounds, police siren, horns honking, kind of like the typical street ambiance. That's really nice. I love Break Out of Your Shell and Let's Go as a lyric. I think that's really cool. It's very inspiring, actually, which is probably something they were going for when this was coming out, is let's have a real pump you up song. Really, really like that. And then this thing at the end where they put on bandanas and run off. I assume the bandanas, do we get a good look at anyone other than Scott's? No, not really. I assume they were all themed. Oops, whoops. I totally get also not wanting to tie them up completely, because that would take time. And I love that we get left with this street scene. This is such an awesome backdrop for what they were doing. I think it's really, really effective. I assume it's a built-up set to an extent. It does look like a street. Maybe they filmed on like a town set, or maybe they genuinely filmed and just dressed a street up. I don't know. Whatever they did, it was really cool and very, very effective, and I like it a lot. This is so much fun. I really, really like this video. I just want to look one more time back at that ending, just because so much is happening. Right, that's what I wanted to listen to, is some of the rhythms in the vocals are really cool. Notice the rhythm there. We are ninjas, we are turtles, who will save the day? Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. That's a Scotch snap. A Scotch snap is, usually you'd expect it to be bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. So you'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This one, it's the and is pushed really early. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4. It's still on the beat. You're still getting that exact same downbeat, but the and is really, really early in the bar. It's a very, very cool way of kind of making something punchy because you're pushing it forwards, not leaning back into it. I also like, is everybody doing that? I like that they themselves are not clapping, they're doing this. It's a punch of the other palm. It's a nice visual when you catch it. That's such a cool rhythm too. Whoa, break out of your shell and let's go. The way they feed the go back into the next whoa. It kind of feeds in really nicely. This has been very, very well constructed. Interesting too, I wonder. Also, beautiful blending of the sound effects there from the percussion. So you get this boom, 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 and kind of quite a hard hit there. And the traffic sound kind of comes out of that. So you could, because for a minute there, I was like, when did the traffic sound even start? But it's because it starts, they fade it in over the hit of the final percussion. You can just hear it fade in. But it's nice because it blends so cleanly into everything that's going on. Just like they did at the beginning. They had this very logical kind of ambience. You hear the spray can and things like that and the sound around. And now we're getting exactly that. It's a perfect bookend for this. I also really love that they have got, even though we have this stark green light, I'm assuming that the street lamp is that kind of warm yellow. up here, but you have this really warm color coming out of this window, and you have a warmer color in the pizza, the two bits of neon and the window behind. There's little sort of spatterings of other colors and other temperatures going on behind, but it's just kind of a nice punctuation so that it's not just all green. And then of course the silhouette is fantastic. I mean, this is a absolutely perfect final shot. With the tableau, you have such a strong silhouette with the fist up. This is great. This is great. I love it. This was so much fun. I really, really like that. I'm glad I tripped across it. I don't usually look for something, deliberately look for something short. And I just thought, I assumed I'd find something like, 2.25, 2.5 minutes or something like that if I dug back. And finding something that was like this, but with so much packed into it, was great. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. That's it for this week. As I said, recording time is very short, and I'm squeezing this video in to make sure I get one out on time. This is going to be August the... what's it going to be? 23rd? I will literally only have just got back to town, so this is me just making sure I get this out. So if there's any news I should be commenting on, or if anyone's recently joined my Patreon or something like that, it won't be in this video because it is being recorded. It's not even we're not even into double digits in August at the point where I record this. So yeah. Thank you for joining me, though. That was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. I forgot to say it at the beginning again, but of course, please check out the description below for the original. I hope I brought you something with this, whether it was this song, whether it was Pentatonix themselves, and my goodness, if it was, go and check them out. They're phenomenal. Or maybe you've seen this many, many times, and I just, something I said made you go, oh, that's really cool, or oh, that's why I like this so much. That's what I'm trying to do, and if I've achieved that, I'm very, very happy. Thank you for spending your time with me. I really appreciate that, too. Please do like the video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you would care to support the channel, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts for a single donation of however much you would like. At patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where you can join for, I always forget to check this. It's either, I think it's 2 and I think it's 4 Canadian dollars. Just 2 tiers. The only difference is in my Patreon thanks, which will be on the screen anytime now, you get a slightly larger name if you're donating at the higher tier. Both of them give you access to my Discord, so you can come and join my Discord there. Apart from anything else, I do post usually a day or two in advance, as long as I'm in time with my uploads, what that week's video is going to be. So if you like getting sneak peeks of whether something's good for you, you can do that there. Or you could just leave a super thanks here on YouTube. Any of those would be very, very gratefully appreciated. Thank you again. I really appreciate you watching my videos. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, because this one was a lot of fun. And yeah, I have an absolutely wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Let's go for 10:47 a.m. Maybe that'll catch somebody. Take care, look after yourselves. Back to another content next week. I'll be back in town, so I'll be recording more on time then. And look after yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.